I got a good question today from a fellow entrepreneur who asked, how do I source quality content for my startup or for my website? Well, there are a few ways you can do it. I'm going to share with you all the ways. First of all, you actually get people to contribute content to your website, and then you basically hire find people who could write content for you. And finally, of course, you hire people full-time to write contents. So I'm going to share with you the first way is that you can always ask or request for people to write content for your website. For example, this is a content I wrote for Thrive Global. It's a website founded by Ariana Huffington, which is the co-founder of Huffington Post. So you see that they actually accepts a contribution from writers like me. So I actually wrote this article for them. And also you have other websites we are looking for contributors, like for example elearningindustry.com. And I also wrote for another, basically, let me just search, you can make money for virtual concert. If you search that, you'll find that this article I wrote for a concert magazine in UK. So there's another avenue where you can actually post or send your pieces to websites which you think that might want to publish your posts. So websites are looking for content all the time. So whatever good content you can write for them, they will definitely want to look into that. That's one way. Okay, the other way is that you find or get part-timers or freelancers to write content for you. For example, if you go to iWriter.com, you can actually find writers to write for you where you go and order content on this website. So how it works is that you actually request for content. Let me show you. This is my website. This is my account. So I click on order content. So you actually specify what kind of what article you want people to write about for you, and the categories for the article, the language, the keywords. This is for SEO. Then you have like word count, how long you want an article to be. And here's the important part, writer level. So you want to find different level of writers, which are good and bad. So the minimum level is standard all the way up to elite plus. So different writers have different levels. So you actually want to hire someone which has at least premium level, because the standard level actually is kind of like getting a writer which has 4 stars or less. So that includes beginners, high school, writers. Sometimes you get pretty bad content from these people. So it's better, I would suggest that you go at least premium and above, because the more higher you go, the more expensive it gets. So you have like premium here, which costs $6 for 500 words. Then you go higher, it goes more expensive, like 11, all the way to elite plus, 39 per piece, right? So what happens is when you post this requests, these writers which are registered to this website will actually start writing for you. So people can actually bid to write content for you or a story for you. And then what happens is you actually will have to review that content and eventually approve it or reject it, or ask the writer to rewrite it. So this is how it works. So you have the right to pick or choose what content you want to approve. So all the writers are going to write voluntarily in a way which they hope that you will approve their content or the story. Now you can always reject them, but if you reject them, next time you actually request for content, there will be a number stated there that how many times you have rejected content. Okay, so it wouldn't look too good on you if you keep on rejecting content. So you want to at least ask the writer to rewrite, right? So sometimes you get really bad writers that the article is just too poorly written to have any way to rewrite it. Okay, so put that in mind. So you can also ask for the style of writing that you want, more information, the objective of your article, etc. and etc. Right now, there's another website which is very similar to iWriter, which is called hirewriters.com. Now, they are very similar in almost ways. The pricing is almost the same. Now, if you look at the traffic, for example, if you look at using similarweb.com, this is traffic for highwriters.com. Then you have traffic for iWriter, which is a lot higher. So generally, you get more or less the same quality of writers from both sides, but I would say you get more writers on iWriter compared to higherwriters.com. That's from my experience. Actually, both I use both, but I use more of iWriter. Actually, you also can go and find writers on Fiverr.com. For example, you can just write writing, and people are willing to write articles for you. Now, be careful that don't believe much of the reviews here. People tend to give 5-star review to all gigs that they ordered, right? So it's not that accurate, I would say. It's best you ask for the sample of writings, articles or stories that they wrote, okay, before you hire them. Okay, that's one tip I want to give you guys. Now, finally, of course, you can always hire your full-time content writer to write for you. So I hope this helps to answer the question on how to find quality content for your website.